And he's loose again. Edwards off the running. Puts the pass down to Edwards. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won. Right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Riley Williams. Goes for the free. Touchdown.
All right, welcome in everybody to another edition of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. You got Brendan and Trevor tonight. Blake is out, but he has sent in his picks. At least he's working on it. He's working on his gridlock too. So we'll get those to you later if he shoots me a text, and maybe we'll have an Adam Schefter moment at the end of the show. Trev, tonight we got a big one. Week 5 is loaded, brother. We got 11 games this week on our pick 'em. We threw in an extra. And I'm excited to talk about this. There's so many big matchups. How you feeling about week 5, bro?
I love it. This is where the big dogs come to play.
Yes.
Week 5 is when all the big dogs start playing. Conference play is in full swing. And really, this is when, for a lot of teams, especially this week, the rubber meets the road, as they say. Like, I mean, it's put up or shut up time for the most part.
Absolutely. And, I mean, you're going to start seeing separation early and see what teams are really made of. When you look at Oregon and Penn State, teams that really haven't, played anybody, and you're just waiting to see, okay, against a real defense that we suspect, like Oregon, Dante Moore, stuff like that. And then Penn State finally playing a real team after the cupcake stretch and then a bye week. So a couple of teams are feeling like that. We're going to jump in and talk about all of our pick 'em games like we usually do. We break them down, and then at the end, we'll go around the league and just see what other games we missed and, any interesting things about those. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Let's get into it, guys. First up, Trev, we got TCU going on the road to Arizona State. This one is a Friday night game in Tempe. The spread on it is 3.5. At least is what I saw last. It looks like it's moved. I guess I had it wrote down at 2.5. It's moved to 3.5 in favor of Arizona State. So really, when I'm looking at this game, it's the quarterback battle. Leavitt stepping up. He kind of had a rough start to the season, but he's getting back into the groove of how he played last year. And then Hoover on the other side with TCU has been fantastic. But what we saw last year with TCU was the running game issues. So far, it's been good for them, but they really haven't played any worth talking about. UNC was the first one they played, and, well, we know what's going on with Bill Belichick and them. So how are you feeling, brother, on this one?
Yeah, Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels. It's hotter. It's a hotter mess than Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So honestly, with the Arizona TCU game, it's interesting to me because looking at the entire schedule, I was looking at that, and really TCU is the only ranked team that is not favored in their game. I found that interesting, actually. At least I'm fairly certain, unless I missed it, because I went through twice and I did not see any other ranked team that was not favored in their game. Outside of outside of the ones that are ranked versus ranked.
Right.
I'm talking about games that are ranked versus unranked.
Absolutely.
But they were the only ones that weren't favored. So, I mean, if you're looking for a gridlock, this might be a good pick. I'm just saying.
Not wrong.
But no, I really like TCU in this game, actually, going to Arizona State. I like Arizona State. I really do. But I think TCU's cooking with something this year. And I think they just got something going, and I think Arizona State is a little on the downturn this year.
Yeah. I'll say for Arizona State, maybe that loss early did wake them up. They come off of a season where nobody expected anything from them, and then you go and you play in the playoffs and you lose in double overtime to Texas, and then you got returning production. You lost Scadaboo. I know you're working in some things, but then you go and you lose to Mississippi State, which we did say in the preseason would be improved from where the hell they were last year. But again, how improved? We don't know. So maybe that loss really helped them out. They did go out and beat a Baylor team that is really strong in the passing attack. But then TCU, they did beat UNC, which is trash. But SMU game, they won it by 11 points. I think SMU is still a good squad. They've got a lot of returning production. I don't know, man. I'm going with TCU in this one, Trevor. I like what Hoover does in the passing game. I think he's a gamer, and I think he'll pull it off. Who are you taking? You taking TCU?
Yeah. I like that. First of all, I like it because of the spread. First of all, like it, for TCU going in to Arizona State being ranked and they're not favored, I feel like that's a win already.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like TCU. I think they're a more complete team actually than Arizona State is at this point in time.
Yeah, I mentioned it last week with Arizona State, and I picked against them last week. So hopefully this doesn't backfire. I picked them against earlier in the season and it backfired on me. Excuse me. I want to see Riley Brown get used more in the passing game. I think his speed can really be a game changer. We'll see what happens with that. But whoever, what I wrote down is whoever runs the ball the best, whoever does not make the mistakes late. And Levitt, so far, he's got 3 picks to only 6 touchdowns. He's got to square that away, and we'll see how it goes. Trev, we'll get Blake's pick here at the end. I'll throw him in when he texts me. All right, we're going to move on. USC, number 21 USC. Let me throw some respect on it. They have been moving up the charts versus number 23 Illinois. Trevor, I know you're not happy about that.
Hell fucking no.
How are they ranked?
No. To get rolled like that to a team that was, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Indiana was lower ranked. They were like 16 or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You got to fall all the way out.
It's just the way you got beat.
You did nothing good, and honestly, I hope you get fucking ran out of your own building by USC. I hope you fucking get dog walked by the Trojans.
And I don't like USC. I mean, this is old Michigan.
I really don't like USC either, but I really hate the fact that AP poll and the pundits that create the rankings have Illinois in the top 25 right now. And on top of that, don't have Washington or a couple other teams that actually are more deserving of being in the top 25.
I agree. I know we mentioned it a bit on our last show, but it I see that number and it just pisses me off. Either way, when you look at this game, my problem with Illinois right now is the offensive line. Altmaier's still a very good quarterback. He's a gamer. He can manage things and make things work. Beatty's a good quarterback. They've got good defensive players. But when offensively you can't move the football and your defense is just getting railroaded like that, it's bad. Like the whole thing was bad. So you've got an offense in USC coming in. They're running well with Jordan. Maeva's playing well.
I actually think he's playing better than even you and I expected he would, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. So this is something I could see another blowout here, Trev.
I will say this right now, that I fully expect that the wide receiving core for USC to be completely just dog walking the secondary, because honestly, I think the wide receiving core for USC is actually better than Indiana's.
Yeah, I mean they've got dudes.
They've got some speed out there, and I would not be surprised.
Yeah, so if Illinois wants any chance to win this game, they have got to get the offensive line figured out to protect Altmaier more and give him more time. And Feagin needs more opportunity. I mean, it's just last week was bad, and I don't know how you recover from that. This is going to be a huge test of their ability in the coaching staff, but in the players. I'm going USC here.
Same.
I was a believer in Illinois in the preseason, but what I just saw last week is disgusting, and they need to prove it to me moving forward. So
they
you and I both
thought they were.
Yeah, I know. You dog. So you and I both got USC on this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's move on. Notre Dame and Arkansas, and this is one, Trevor, that right now I feel like Notre Dame's definitely getting their disrespect on when you look at the spread.
The spread might as well be even.
Yeah, when I wrote it down, it was 3.5 to Notre Dame. It has moved 1 to 4.5 in favor of them, but still, I feel like this Notre Dame team is still a strong team. They've just played really good offenses. when you look at Miami and then Texas A&M with Marcel Reed going off. But also that does lend questions to the Notre Dame defense and what the coaching staff is doing there. So I can see why it is like this when you have Taylor Green coming into town, and this Arkansas offense has been rolling. I mean, they've been doing it.
Yeah.
But the problem I still have with them is Taylor Green's still their leading rusher. Like, I know he can run, but we mentioned this last year, Trev. Teams that their quarterback is a leading runner, it fails at times. You have to have backup. What do you think about this?
Yeah, we said this multiple times, I'm pretty sure, last season. And we said it from the get-go, honestly, last season, that if you rely on your quarterback to be your sole running back, one, he's going to get hurt. And two, it's going to end up you not being successful at all. It doesn't the what word I'm looking for, the back history of running quarterbacks being the sole source of the running game has never produced a playoff team or a team that was biting for. We'll even go back to the BCS era, where no team that had a running quarterback and it was their sole thing. It was always a team that was middle to low tier in the top 25 or outside of the top 25. You were never biting for a playoff spot or a chance to get into the BCS championship game.
Yeah, and I think it can work on and off, but it's not sustainable. And I'd have to go back and look at, like, maybe Cam Newton would be the one-off.
He's one-off because he's a monster.
That dude was just a freak.
But even like you go all the way back to Vince Young.
Yeah,
he was not a the only runner. They had a great running game. They had a great receiving core.
Yeah,
and he used his legs only when he absolutely had to, or a couple design runs here and there. But he was by far not even close to their primary running back.
Yeah,
primary source of their running game. I mean,
no, I agree, man. And so this is, I just want to see them, hammer that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now Washington's still a good running back for them. He's got. They both are sharing carries. So Taylor Green's at 44 carries, Mike Washington's at 46, and Taylor Green's got 360, Washington's got 330. So it's similar, but it's still one of those, like, I know he's a gamer. I know that Taylor Green is there for that and his abilities, but I want to see more on the ground from the running back side. And maybe that's just a preference. I don't know. But when I'm looking at this game, I feel like this is going to be a shootout. The defenses, I mean, Arkansas, you just lost to Memphis. You let them crawl back into that game after being up by 18, Trevor. And then Notre Dame, you've been giving up, when you look at the points, 40 points to Texas A&M, 24 to Miami. So you're giving up points. You are scoring with them. I mean, each game's been right in it. And that's where, to me, I feel like the disrespect's a little bit there. I think this Notre Dame team is better than what their record shows. And I think CJ Carr is a really good quarterback, Trevor.
I do too.
Like, I've been very impressed with him.
Yep.
And that was one of my big questions coming this season. How is he going to play? And going up against what he did already this season, I think he might be the difference maker in this game.
I think he's a gamer.
Ground, he can.
I think he's definitely a gamer. That's why I'm going to go with Notre Dame for sure.
Same here. So Notre Dame for you and I. And we are moving on. OSU, Washington. This is one that some people are writing off. The spread started off 13.5, I believe. It has walked down to 7.5 in favor of Ohio State.
Yep.
Trevor, concerning for the Buckeyes?
I mean,
that way.
Look, okay, so I'm going to go back to our season previews. And those of you that did not listen to our season previews, go back. You can check the receipt on this one. I said this is the game that Ohio State needs to worry about.
Yep.
This is a game where they're going out to Washington, where it's a different atmosphere out in Washington. And one, and two, Jedd Fisch has these guys rolling. I mean, this offense is absolutely humming right now. So I'm curious to see if Washington can jump and punch them in the mouth fast. Because one thing I have noticed about Ohio State so far this season, and it could just because they're playing down to the competition in the first half, whatever the case. But against Ohio, they were it was kind of tight. It was like 13-9 or something at halftime, and then they just went crazy in the second half.
Yeah.
But they were so sluggish and playing kind of, I guess you could say, lackadaisical, or just allowing Ohio University to just hang around.
Yeah.
That's something that just can't be done. You cannot do that when you're in the Big Ten, and especially against Washington, whose offense is very good, by the way. This is a game that they should fear.
Yeah.
They should be. If they're not ready for this game, they are going to lose.
Yep. And this is a team that, look, I know Ohio State has already played Texas, and I think the Texas defense is strong.
Yeah.
But the offense for Texas has been, outside of the last week when they played Sam Houston, it has not been pretty. So when you come in and you play a quarterback that's much more capable than Arch Manning, because Damon Williams is, in my opinion, I worry about it. And when you look at the defense for Washington, their cornerbacks are strong. I like the guys that they have there. I think that they can still, cause Saints some pressure. Will it be as much, as strong as the Texas defense? I'm not saying that. But when you pair that with an offense that can actually, what we presume, move the ball. I know Washington has not played anybody yet. I got that. Washington State, Colorado State, I got it. But they're still putting up numbers. So you might get a shootout. But if, like you said, Trevor, if Washington can punch them in the mouth early and lean on Coleman on that running back, he's a strong back. He runs hard. You've got Boston out wide, who's a good receiver. You need your defense to really step up and create a turnover. Yep. And to me, again, it's the quarterback that makes the least mistakes or doesn't make any mistakes going to win this game. I think it's gonna be tighter than the spread. I really do.
I think the spread isn't. They're not. There's no. I'm not in agreement with Blake, because if memory serves, Blake thinks this is going to be an absolute blowout.
He does. He thinks OSU's walking them.
He thinks OSU's walking them, and I completely am on the other side of that. So with that said, I think Washington not only covers the spread, and they are the ones that should be favored by 7.5.
Ooh, damn. All right, so you taking Washington for the dub straight up.
Yep, straight up.
This one's been tough for me going back and forth, because I do think the Ohio State defense is going to be tough. And and Washington hasn't seen that yet this year. But I do think this young man, Damon Williams, is talented enough to stress them. I just don't know if it's enough to push it over. I think this might be a field goal game late where Ohio State kicks it and wins, or to win the game. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Ohio State late, but I think Washington.
Do you think
covers.
that they cover the spread?
I do. I think Washington covers, and Ohio State gets a late field goal to win the game.
Okay,
that's what I'm going to roll with. I don't like it. I'm rooting for Washington. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, though, it's funny to me that Washington's my first home team that I picked to win.
Yeah. that is true, isn't it? Yeah, we've been road warriors so far.
Road warriors up to this point for me,
man. So all right, so you got Washington, I got OSU. Yep. Next up, LSU, Ole Miss. LSU's number 4 in the country, and Ole Miss, they're sitting at number 13. And this is one that it's a huge matchup. But the question for me is, with LSU, everybody's saying their defense is so elite right now. But really, they have not played anybody with an offensive pulse. Florida has been struggling. Clemson, I mean, what the fuck, Clemson? Louisiana Tech, and then I don't even know who the hell this other team is. Some FCS team. Sorry.
Yeah. Southeast Louisiana or whatever.
I mean, no disrespect to you, but I just,
we just don't know you. That's all. But here's my problem with somebody saying that they're elite.
Yeah.
Look. Okay, so yeah, sure. I'll even buy that you guys are an elite defense or a very good defense. I get it. Problem is you guys don't have an elite offense. You don't have an offense that can go toe-to-toe with an offense that can actually score.
Yeah.
So Nussmeier is a joke. For real. Like, the guy is a fucking joke.
I know you can't stand him.
I cannot stand this, like, dick sucking that's going on with Nussmeier. Still, this in going into week 5, people are still all up on him about being the best quarterback in the SEC, and he should be one of the Heisman hopefuls. I'm like, what are you guys watching? Are we serious right now?
Yeah,
and that's my problem with the whole LSU, and that's why I'm not going to pick them this week.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think when you look at this game, I do think LSU has strong defensive players. I think they can have a strong defense, and I think they can cause troubles for a quarterback that's, going on the road in the SEC like this, or excuse me, it's home for Ole Miss, but for him starting in a big game like this, I should say, Ole Miss is only 1.5 point favorites at home. But I think that Ole Miss is going to get it done. I think Chambliss is showing that he is just a special player. He has stepped up in every facet since he's had to come in. And I'm rolling with Ole Miss, and I'm riding the hot hand with Chambliss. I think he outduels Nussmeier. Absolutely. And the running game is really what I want to see Ole Miss step up with Lacey, continue to push it. Wallace
knock them Tigers down. Knock them down. I love it.
And I just, between Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly, that's a tough coaching thing for me because, I think they're both fine coaches, but I don't think either one's elite.
No.
When it comes to, winning the big
games. They're getting paid like they're elite.
Oh, they absolutely are. I mean, they're, they're leading big name programs, but it's just.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Who's going to mess up first? That's my question on this one. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if Nuss can prove Trevor wrong here, but I think that's Ole Miss for you and I there, huh?
I'm thinking pick 6 somewhere in the second or third quarter
from
Nuss. Nuss to the Ole Miss defense.
Yeah, and walking it straight into
just walking it right in with the high legging it, and I'm just calling it. I'm calling my shot right now.
Oh yeah, call a game right now.
There you go.
Let's move on. We got Auburn on the road versus Texas A&M, and Texas A&M's up to number 9 in the country. They're facing Jackson Arnold, who just came off a pretty solid game against a solid Oklahoma defense, even though he got sacked like 9 to 10 times. So the spread is 6.5 in favor of Texas A&M.
Right.
I want to see how Marcel Reed steps up after winning against Notre Dame like he did. Can he continue that momentum? Because if he does, he's going to be in the Heisman race. I really think so. With beating a team like that, he's nine touchdowns, 1 interception so far. And I had no faith in this guy preseason because I need to see it. Last year, when he stepped into big moments, it wasn't there. This year so far, he's stepping up. So what do you think about this game, Trevor? Does Auburn have a chance? Can Arnold continue doing all right in the air? Because it was all right. It wasn't great.
So here's my problem with Jackson Arnold right now is the fact that we're saying, can he continue to do all right?
Yeah.
The fact that the bar is set so low for Jackson Arnold is ridiculous to me.
Maybe I'm just a hater. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no, you're not wrong though, because he is only doing all right. He's not doing phenomenal. He's not sitting there picking the defense apart. That being said, I don't think the offensive line is doing its part by keeping him safe.
Yeah.
Giving him enough time to do that. So do I think he continued to play all right? Yeah, I think so. Do I have the same confidence that he's not going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off? Yeah. I don't have that confidence. I think he will be running around quite a bit against the Texas A&M defense. And the problem is that I feel like the A&M defense is pretty dang quick. And I don't think he's going to be in for a rude awakening if he gets clocked by one of them. There's those safeties coming down full bore on him. Yeah. Or something along those lines. I think between the linebackers and safeties, I think they're going to make him pay for running outside the pocket or scrambling. With that said, I think I'm in full agreement with you on Marcel Reed. I do think that if he comes out and he plays the way he's been playing and continues to show improvement, he will be, or should be at least, in the Heisman race.
Yeah, I agree. And so I'm going with Texas A&M on this one.
Yeah.
I think, I want to see more out of their running attack. I know Reed runs it too. I want to see Moss continue to hit it, but the passing game has been there. And I want to see that defense lock it down more. There's no reason. I mean, Auburn, yes, they've got playmakers. They've got talent. We said this preseason. This is a very talented team. Everything hinges on Jackson Arnold. If you can blitz him, if you can just make him uncomfortable, there's going to be a turnover somewhere. Yeah. It's just you've got to keep him uncomfortable, but you also have to play smart and not over pursue and let this guy run all over you like Baylor did. So that's my only thing with that. So I'm going Texas A&M. You going them too?
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas A&M too. I just think that my opinion of Jackson Arnold is not bad, but I just think Marcel Reed's better.
Yeah, I'm with you on Reed. All right, let's talk number 11 Indiana versus Iowa. Gronowski's kind of starting to get settled into this Iowa offense. What we saw against Rutgers was a lot better than what we saw against Iowa State. Even that was still a tight game. You're expecting this Iowa defense to still be strong and to still cause problems for opposing offenses. But Illinois right now just seems to be rolling. Indiana, excuse me. I was looking at the schedule and I was like, oh, there's that Illinois score again. God dang. So Indiana just is rolling right now. Mendoza is tearing it up. He is currently the Heisman front runner.
Should be.
When you look at it. Mateer, for Oklahoma, he is up there too, but he's out for a couple of weeks with a thumb injury.
I think they're saying 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I've seen like 3 to 6. So I mean that right there now you got Mendoza as the odds-on favorite. And then you've got guys that are still picking up the slack in the ground game. Your defense is playing well. And, I mean, they shut down Illinois, man. I mean, they shut them down, a veteran quarterback. So when you look at Gronowski, who's had some, troubles early, it has not been pretty, only 49 of 81 passing. This is an Iowa team that's leaning on the ground. They're hoping to God they can just ground you out and win. Is there any chance Iowa can win, Trevor?
Not if the offense keeps going the way it's going with Indiana. I mean, the past 3 weeks, don't get me wrong, it's Kennesaw State and Indiana State are the other 2 games, but we're talking scores of 59-9, 73-0, 63-10. Are we what?
Yeah. And it's not like it's a drop off from these lower level to the Big Ten.
To Illinois. To Illinois, who was a top 10 team at the time.
Yeah.
So look, I think that being that Iowa's at home definitely gives them an advantage. Kinnick Stadium is a tough place to play, no matter who you are. I think they'll be ready to play. I just don't think that they can match the firepower of that Indiana defense or offense. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's just where I'm at with that. As much as I'd love to see this be a good game, I still think this is a two score finish in Indiana's favor.
Yeah, I guess I didn't get the spread on that one either. It's 7.5 currently in favor of Indiana, and I agree. I think that maybe see another blowout. I don't know. I feel like that the Iowa defense is still.
I feel like that defense is going to be way more stingy about the scores. I feel like,
but Mendoza right now, if he keeps playing like this, Indiana hit a jackpot. And
they sure did.
I'm excited to see what happens in this one. I'm going Indiana as well, Trev.
Yep.
I agree. I don't think they can match the firepower. Now let's talk Tennessee versus Mississippi State. And it's crazy that this one is on here. But like preseason, when you look at it, it's Mississippi State, but they're 4-0, guys. This is a team that Blake Shapen's been playing well. The defense is doing what it needs to do. It held Arizona State and Leavitt and all them to only 20 points.
Yep.
But on the other side, Aguilar's playing really nice. They've got a good rushing attack, and the defense is playing strong for Tennessee.
Right.
I know they lost to Georgia. It was an overtime game. Tennessee should have had that win. I know should-haves don't count, but it should have.
Could have, would have.
What do you think, buddy? What do you feel?
Man, I'll tell you what. No. Mississippi State's going to get dog walked. I love the optimism from the whatever they call themselves, the Cowbells. We'll just call them the Cowbells.
The Bulldogs.
Whatever.
The Fighting Cowbells.
Same difference.
Oh man.
No, I've reached a new level with the amount of Mississippi State talk, especially with certain people in the media that seems to think that they are back in Starkville. And while Starkville is a cool place to play and a cool place to watch a game, from what I've been told, Tennessee is going to be ready to play, and I don't foresee Mississippi State covering the spread. We'll just say that. I think they will still lose by 2 scores.
Yeah, and the spread on this one is 7.5 in favor of Tennessee. I agree. I think Aguilar is just going to be able to tear it up.
He's been playing really well, honestly. I mean, I know that they're ranked 15th, but I really like the way Aguilar's playing. It's actually, I like the way he plays way more than Nico did. I'm not going to try and comparing last year to this year. As far as quarterback play goes, not trying to throw shade this time. I'm just saying I like the way that Aguilar plays. He's very selective when he uses his legs. He's more of a pocket passer than Nico ever was. I just like the way he plays the quarterback position.
Yeah, I think the Tennessee defense is just going to be flying around on this one.
Yeah,
I do think it might be a tight game early. Yeah, I feel like that could be a thing, and then after halftime, the talent really just starts to separate. Yeah. And that's what I'm going for Tennessee as well. All right, we're moving on to the next game. And this one is interesting. Arizona versus Iowa State. And Arizona right now sitting at 3-0. And this is a team that we talked about in the preseason as like they just needed such a turnaround. They needed Fafita to get back to his old self, from that freshman season we saw. And so far, he's kind of doing that. The team still, is trying to figure things out and trying to come together. But last week, they did beat Kansas State for what that's worth nowadays.
They're a dumpster fire in themselves, but I mean,
I know. But
no one would have thought that Kansas State would have came out the gate being favorites for the Big 12 championship and just like, bleh.
I know. Like
they're trying to absolute bed.
They and Oklahoma State are competing against each other right now, and it's in the worst way possible. This is not what you thought when you'd say Oklahoma State and Kansas State are competing against each other. You'd expect, okay, maybe for the Big 12 conference, maybe they're
worst team in the Big 12.
We're talking the worst teams in the Big 12. This is insane. So Arizona's in here. They have a chance to take out Iowa State, and Iowa State's 4-0. But I've just not been greatly impressed. Like the Kansas State game early, it was in Ireland. You're like, okay, that's a tough win. That's a great win. But that one's starting to lose its luster. They barely beat Iowa. Yes, I like their defense, but again, offensively, that was just a disgusting game. And they only put up 16, Trev. And then they had a struggle win against Arkansas State. So I don't know. This one is really tricky to me. I like Rocco Becht. I think he's a talented quarterback. I think Hansen can be a game changer. I just want to see them really lean on that, but I don't know if the lines are going to be able to do it. What are you feeling? Do you think Arizona's got a good chance here, or you taking Iowa State?
Oh God, I don't like Iowa State either.
They've been.
I don't trust. Me. I shouldn't say I don't like them. I don't trust the way they're playing ball right now.
I'm with you.
Honestly, I think that. Well, I don't know. It's hard to really say because I think both of them beat Kansas State, right?
Yeah, the common opponent. Iowa State won in week 1, 24-21, and then Arizona beat Kansas State 23-17 last week. Or a week. I'm
gonna go with Arizona, I think, on this one.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Arizona, and now that's just created a I wasn't going to, but I am now.
Oh my gosh!
I literally talked myself into this, my guy.
This one has been really hard for me.
Oh man,
because I've said all year, like even in my rankings, I've got Iowa State in the far back of the top 25, where others are like, you're disrespecting them, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it. Like. Yes, they're winning, which is important. It doesn't matter how you win. Sometimes wins matter. But I don't know. I like Fafita. Madi coming over from Texas State. I think he's a strong back. He's got 263 yards on the ground. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to stick with Iowa State on this one, like a field goal game. Another one of these where it's just stupid close.
It's going to be a tight one. I think these teams are very evenly matched. I do think that Arizona does have an edge at the quarterback position, but not by much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Rocco can sling it. Fafita can too, but he can also use those legs. And I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. It's an interesting game. Let's move on to the big ones, guys. And we're talking about Oregon, number 6 Oregon going on the road to number 3 Penn State, expecting whiteout conditions there. And no, we're not talking about snow. I mean, there might be some in the crowd, you know what I mean? But
it is Penn State. You never know.
Yeah, we're talking the good stuff. Colombian Bam Bam. But either way, I don't know. I'm just joking. Legally speaking, I'm joking. But yes, Oregon, they're on the road. They got whiteout as expected. Weather looks fine from what I'm seeing. The spread is 3.5 in favor of Penn State. We talked about this, Trevor, in the preseason.
We did.
Penn State, you have played nobody.
Yep.
You have had every week that you should be preparing for this Oregon squad. There is zero reason to lose this game. I know they're a talented squad. I got it. But when you're looking at what you bring to the table this year, and all the preseason hype, you're talking national championship. This is a loaded team, veteran quarterback. James Franklin, he got you to the playoff. There is no reason to lose this game. Trevor?
They're going to find one.
Do you think they're going to James Franklin this one and lose it? Or are they going to turn the page?
I think, James Franklin's definitely going to be a part of this statement that I'm about to make. But I think, one, Penn State's going in handicapped because they have James Franklin. And two, I think Lanning is just a better coach all around. He's better situationally.
Yeah.
He really is better scheme wise. They always come up with better schemes than usually their opponents. Outside, I'd say Ohio State, but even then, that was a really great game when they played each other.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I mean, I really, really don't. And I'm going to stand on this until he actually proves me right. Alar is not who we think he is.
He's calling him trash. He's
not trash. I don't want to say he's trash. He is, oh God, I don't know. He is like the Luke Altmaier of more elite teams.
Okay.
You think he's like he's decent. He will get you a win or two, but he cannot put your team on the back like people are saying Alar can do.
Yeah.
He's not put the team on your back. He is a quarterback, and that is it. Like he's distributed. He needs to be able to distribute the ball and get it out of his hands as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Because he is not a guy that needs to be holding on to the ball, thinking that he can do more than what he can.
We've seen him over the years panic in big moments. The Notre Dame game last year to go win that game. I always go back to the Michigan game. I think it was 2023. Or maybe it was 22. I can't recall. But
you talking about where the Run Fest happened?
No, it was maybe it was, but it was Penn State had a chance kind of late in that game, and it was a 4th down, and they desperately needed this conversion, and he just nerfs this thing into the grass. There wasn't a wide receiver anywhere near.
That was 2023.
Nowhere 100%. Near him.
Yep.
And you're like, what? That's it. That's how you lose this game. That's how you go out.
Yeah, because that was 4th quarter. Like I think with less than there was like 2 minutes left in the game or something.
It was bad. I don't know, but
5 minutes. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but it was late in the game when he did that, and I couldn't believe he did that.
It was burned into my memory. Like that was horrible. But I know it's a different year. I got it. People change. People grow. He's got 4 touchdowns and 1 interception right now. Again, they've played nobody. So this is, in a way, maybe a bad thing for Penn State. You know, you're not tested yet. You don't know what your team really is. You have an idea. I mean, you know what's on the roster with the returning production you have.
Right.
But still, getting battle tested early. And you can't really say that for Oregon. I mean, they played Oklahoma State, who just fired Mike Gundy.
I understand that, but ultimately, if you look at the compared side by side, Oregon's played the better team. They have overall. They may not have been good teams, but I'd venture to say that you put Oklahoma State against any one of the teams that Penn State has played, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win.
I'd hope so, but they did just lose to Tulsa.
I don't know. Tulsa, that's a head scratcher for sure. That's a head scratcher. I ain't gonna lie.
We were supposed to lead the show, I guess, with the Gundy thing, but it kind of
we kind of forgot about that because we were talking about the games.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
after this little bit.
But Trevor, who are you picking? Do you think Dante Moore, when he goes into this type of stadium? We have not seen him play a top-end defense. We have not.
Yes. You're right. We have
that not. Against Northwestern. You can't say that about Oklahoma State.
I just think that the way Dan Lanning handles his quarterbacks, I feel like he's not going to put Dante Moore into a situation that he's not prepared for.
Yeah.
Meaning that I think that they have prepared just as long for Penn State as Penn State has had to prepare for them. And if you give me Dan Lanning or Baldy, I'm going to take Dan Lanning. I like him better as a coach. I think he's better at just about top to bottom better at coaching. And yeah, I think Dante Moore will be ready for this stage. Now, that being said, I don't think anything can prepare you for how loud that stadium can get.
It's going to get loud. It's going to be crazy. I mean, it's a night game. It's a
night game, whiteout. Everybody in Penn State in college, they're going to be ready.
Yes.
They will be more than ready to make some noise.
I want to see
it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Preseason, I said I don't believe in Dante Moore yet. I need to see it from him. What we saw last of him was in UCLA, and it was not good. I know he is sat, he's waited, he's learned. I got that. I understand.
He's performed pretty darn well up to this point.
He has played well, and Decory Moore, their wide receiver, is very talented. This kid can play. I just need to see it first. I hate saying that, but I'm going to pick Penn State on this one. Okay. I think it is going to be right at that spread, and I'm not even saying this is like it'll be a great win for James Franklin and the team. It would be, but
they need it if they want to stay where they're at.
If you don't want people writing you off for the rest of the season, he still can't win big games. You've got to shut up everybody right now. We'll see if they do it. I hate even buying into that, but whatever. Let's talk the next one, Trev. And last pick'em game for us, and this is Alabama versus Georgia, number 17 versus number 5. And Trevor, this is a huge one. I know Bama has lost a game already to Florida State, but Florida State's looking good. They've seemed to rebound from whatever the hell last year was. And then Georgia escaped with a tight win against Tennessee. They're looking solid. Stockton's playing pretty well. The running situation for both, I want to see a little bit more on the ground, but I'll say Ty Simpson's looked really good since that game against Florida State when things were just going to hell left and right.
Right.
What do you think is going on with this Bama squad? Is it just because they played? I mean, Wisconsin's trash right now. ULM after, is it because of that or what? What do you feel?
God, that's a hard question. I feel like because right now I really do feel like Ty Simpson's the right quarterback for that team. It's just I feel like the rest of the team. I mean, I'm not just saying Ty Simpson included in this statement, but I feel like Alabama's playing lackadaisical seems to be not the right word, but I want to say it's just something about the way they're playing seems timid.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't think I could ever say about an Alabama team for as long as I can remember, which is about as long as Nick Saban was there. That's about how far back I can remember.
That's fair.
Because after that, Alabama was kind of forgettable. Or before that. I mean, they were forgettable. But I don't know. There's something about this team just feels like they're not ready for the moment. And which leads me to pick Georgia at home in this one because they just perform like the wide receiving core, running backs don't run hard. The offensive line's not really blocking well for Ty Simpson up to this point. At this point, Alabama's at a prove it for me.
Yeah.
Prove it stage. Prove to me that you're gonna on your way back to where you were.
I can agree with that.
So yeah, that's why I'm picking Georgia in this one.
Bama has turned around from that loss, but that loss early was ugly. I know it was kind of raining, but I mean, they had him in a blender. And when you look at this Georgia defense, I think they're still strong. I think they have guys that can fly around the football, and this is going to be a team that's more loaded than what you saw even against Florida State when it comes to talent. And they're going to be better than Louisiana Monroe, and they're going to be better than what you just saw in Wisconsin. Yeah. So, yes, I think those are good games for Bama to try to get back on track and to settle in a little bit. And I think this can be a good game. But I think I'm going to go Georgia here until Bama proves otherwise against tougher competition. I hate saying that. I do think Ty Simpson has shown what he is. He's an accurate passer. But I don't know. I just feel like the Georgia defense might get a hold of him. So I'm going to go UGA as well.
Yeah.
And it is in Sanford Stadium too. It's in Athens.
Yeah, it's a home game for Georgia for this one.
And it's also a night game. So
it's
going to be
going to be popping.
Oh yeah. So guys, drop your comments when we share this episode in the morning. Put the comments in our Facebook and our Twitter comments. Put them on YouTube. Commenting on YouTube helps a lot. Because
just sharing on your guys' own socials, sharing the word of college football to your friends. Absolutely. And if people like listening to other people outside of the mainstream talk about college football and what they see, send it their way. Share it on your socials. We really truly appreciate anything you guys are willing to do for us.
I'm gonna have to turn this thing behind me into the casting couch back there and start working some feet finder or something. Don't tell my wife, but either way, Trevor,
she supports anything you do, buddy.
yeah, she probably would. She's a good woman. But Trevor, we talked the pick'ems. We're gonna have those graphics posted tomorrow.
Yep.
Gridlocks are up next.
Yeah. Well,
have you settled?
No, I haven't. But before I do that, we might as well take a brief second and pay homage to an end of an era at Oklahoma State University.
I almost forgot again. Is it that bad? Is it because Oklahoma State's been this bad?
Yeah.
But
it's just that bad.
Trevor, do you have something you want to say about Mike Gundy before I say?
I am going to miss the mullet.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to miss the mullet. Look, he was not a bad coach. And honestly, I thought his biggest mistake was going away from the air raid.
Yeah.
I think his biggest mistake was trying to go more ground and pound. I just don't think that's who they were. So fun to watch when they were in the air raid, and they switched through it. I think they switched away from it. I want to say 2, maybe 3 years ago. They went away from doing less air raid, more 3 wide receiver sets and a tight end.
Literally leaning on Ollie Gordon.
Leaning on Ollie Gordon a bit, yeah. And I think that's just not who they were. They were this run and gun offense a lot of the time.
I feel like for a while their quarterback play was still able to keep them in it, and then they lost. Once they lost that, like even they brought in Alan Bowman from freaking Michigan, which to me was like a Hail Mary, like hope to God this thing works. And it did. It worked out pretty decently.
He was a pretty darn good quarterback for him.
Which surprised me because his time at Michigan wasn't great, when he did step in extra time. But after that, it just even Bowman came back and things just were not good. And then this year, yes, you hoped Haas would be the guy, and then he gets hurt. And then you're playing Flores and things just go bad. But before that, I mean, the man made Oklahoma State who they were. He really turned that program into something that people respected and that they enjoyed. And they made it a household name throughout, the 2000s and 2010s. So, I mean, that I like Mike Gundy a lot. I think he's hilarious. I like all that shit. But just the last 2 years, I can understand getting rid of him. And like things weren't seeming to get better, and you're getting blown out. You lose to Tulsa.
That's a final straw. That's a final straw for that kind of fan base.
Yeah.
And I feel like that fan base is a little bit naive to think of, because I think they think that they are in the Oklahoma, the Texas realm, but they're not. You guys aren't. You guys don't recruit that way. My thing is I'm just trying to, like, I was thinking about it earlier today. I was just like, who's Oklahoma State going to get?
Yeah. And
like,
some of the names
that's the thing is, like, I would imagine it's going to be a coordinator, unless I don't know. I mean, unless a coach decides they want to move. Like, honestly, I would throw a bag at Cignetti if I was Oklahoma State and see if you could pull him away from Indiana.
Oh, hell yeah.
Frankly, I would throw as much money. I will buy your payout and I'll pay you this much money. Like, if you're, but yeah.
No, I mean, he's going to be a hot topic. Cignetti.
If they continue to do what they're doing, everybody's going to want him. That needs a head coach.
So from what I've seen from the Twitter sphere and Oklahoma State fans that I'm friends with, even though they shit talk us on our previews, we do have a lot of friends on our Gridiron page that are Oklahoma State fans. Their coaching list that I've seen is Zach Robinson, GJ Kinney from Texas State, which I think that could be a good one. But these again are lower level guys that you're.
I'm telling you, you guys got to think bigger. You got to think bigger. If you want to be big time, you got to go big time.
And maybe sometimes these guys can be like Cignetti coming up from JMU. But
he proved it. Like, he proved it. Like, he did 3 or 4 seasons just wrecking people.
Other ones, you got Jeff Traylor from UTSA. I think that's another good. You got Texas roots.
I think you have to go up into the Power 4 before you. I mean, you can go for a head coach in the lower tiers if you want, but
you better hope it hits.
You got to hit because you cannot go coach to coach to coach.
Yeah, and you're gonna get left behind. And we've talked about this when the Big 12 expanded, that they're looking for a big dog, and you're expecting one of these teams that have been around. Kansas State, what the hell are you doing? Oklahoma State, what the hell are you doing? And then you got Arizona State coming in out of the woodworks after a shit season, and they've already won the conference. So they're looking. They've got a head coach that, I mean, he's bought in. The administration's bought into NIL and everything for Arizona State. Utah's kind of trying to figure things out. They're doing their NIL thing. They're trying to get it squared away.
Yep.
But I mean, you've got guys that are waiting to take over the reins of this conference in Oklahoma State. You cannot get left behind. One other one that they're saying and throwing around is Ben Arbuckle. They want to steal him from Oklahoma. Could you imagine that? That'd be funny.
That would be I could see that's the kind of thinking you got to be at. Get a premier offense or defensive coordinator at a power school. I'm talking, you go try and steal the offensive coordinator from Georgia, try and get somebody like that. Like, those are the guys that you want to go after.
Yeah.
Because they have been doing it underneath some of the best that can do it in all of college football.
Yep. I'm curious about Jim Knowles. He is the defensive coordinator for Penn State. He just won a national championship with Ohio State. But guess where he came from? Oklahoma State. He was coaching at Oklahoma State, defensive coordinator, before he jumped to Ohio State. So that's something that I'm curious.
I think that if that's a lineage that I would, if I was Oklahoma State, I would tap into before the end of the season.
Yeah,
I would, like, when they get towards the end of the season, I would be making that phone call.
Yeah, well, I think the firing him right now is already why you're already.
You should have a short list of people that you're calling.
Yes, I bet they already had phone calls and feelers out before they fired him.
If they didn't, they're gonna be joked on for quite a while.
So I don't know. I think it's a more attractive position than UCLA. I think it's more
absolutely. Position. I think Oklahoma State, you can win within a year, especially if you hit the portal hard. You could get kids there if you get everybody back on board.
Yeah. Now, we're not insiders. We don't know anything. We're just looking at names from people that are in the Oklahoma State fan base that are kind of in the know from people that I've seen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Guys, Oklahoma State fans, let us know who you want as your next head coach.
That's
and
right.
Do you feel like they did Gundy wrong letting him go early? Just something to talk about. All right, Trev, let's get back into our gridlocks real quick. Right. If you want, I've got mine.
You go ahead and do yours, and then I've got 2, right? I've whittled it down to 2.
So I am going with, and I hate saying this because they've got Alex Grinch on their freaking team as a coordinator, but I'm going with UCF beating Kansas State. Sorry, Colton, but Kansas State is currently 6.5-point favorites. They have not looked good this year. UCF is kind of
UCF has.
They're kind of moving the football. They're kind of doing things.
Just kind of. They're kind of doing some things.
I don't know. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. So we'll see. That's what I'm locking in.
Yeah, like God, that's a great pick, man. Shit, that's a great pick.
What are you doing, man?
Nothing good over here, man. Nothing good. Whew.
There's some that are kind of
look.
They're out there.
Both of mine are in our top 11 this week. I really do hate doing that, but I didn't really get a warm and fuzzy about any of the other lines on the board for this weekend's games.
Yeah.
So with that said, right now I am juggling between 2 teams, and I'm just going to put them out there. So it's either Washington to beat Ohio State or Arizona to beat Iowa State.
Okay.
Those are my 2, and both of the
I
like
good. It though.
I like they're good. I like the lines. I mean, really, truthfully, I like them. But
the Washington one creeping down into that 7 range, that
concerns me a bit, because by game time, I'm feeling like it's going to be 5.5 or something stupid.
I mean, that
if it goes below 7.5, I feel it better stay at 6.5. Then
what do they know? What's going on? Why did
I'm telling you what. But Arizona and Iowa, man.
Sorry, I'm dying over here.
I do not like. You know what? I'm going Washington. I'm just going to do it.
Rip
the Band-Aid off. Let's do it.
Washington locked it in.
I just don't have. I am not as big of a fan of Fafita as you and Blake are, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't trust him enough. I feel like to make this pick.
Yeah.
Because it is away. It's at Iowa State, and anything can happen when you're the away team. Honestly.
But you're bought in on Washington.
I am. I really am. I've watched all of their games leading up to this, and I even went back to see some of the highlights and just the way that they're playing the game. They're doing. Jed Fish has got these guys just ready to play.
Yeah.
The only thing is that the one thing that I feel like Washington, I don't know if it's necessarily true right now, but I know in the past they've always kind of felt a little undersized.
Mm-hmm.
When they played Big Ten opponents, aka when they played Michigan in the semifinal, and before when they played bigger teams from other conferences, they always felt a little undersized.
And they get worked on the ground.
And they get worked on. They're a little not as quick at the linebacker position, but it doesn't seem that way this year. And I'm hoping I'm right. I really do, because I would love for this to happen. It would make me so happy.
That would set the college football world on fire. So we'll see it. Trevor's locked it in. He's going
to watch the chaos, boys and girls. I'm all about the chaos.
Blake has not sent me his gridlock just yet, but I did just get his picks. So I am going to drop those real quick when you're looking at his picks. TCU, ASU, he's going TCU. He's using USC to beat Illinois, Notre Dame to beat Arkansas, Ohio State to beat Washington. We're not shocked on that one. He said it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Ole Miss to beat LSU, Texas A&M to beat Auburn, Indiana to beat Iowa. He's going Tennessee over Mississippi State. He's going Arizona over Iowa State. So you guys are paired on that one.
I think we're paired on everyone except the Ohio State game.
It's been we're like all together on this week. This is scary. He's going Penn State. He's going Bama. So that's it. And then whenever
I'm opposite there. I'm opposite there. Sweet.
This could be a funky week for our pick'ems. But yeah,
I'm curious to see what he picks for his gridlock.
Yeah, me too. He just texted me. Hold on, we got to ship
news.
We got breaking news. He's going with Bama as his gridlock too.
Really?
Oh,
what's their spread?
He's doubling down. That's a 3.5 point spread in favor.
Oh, okay. That's some fandom talking.
It was 2.5 points.
It was
for UGA, and that has moved from what I just saw to 3.5 in favor of UGA. So bigger points for him if he gets it, but he's doubling down on Alabama to show that they are not what they were week 1. All right, guys. So that's it for gridlocks and pick 'em. We're going to post all that, but right now we're going to hit kind of around the horn. Trevor's going to talk a little bit about the ACC, right? The games that we missed.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to hit some of the games across the league.
All right. So ACC. Yeah. So we're going to get into this a little bit because basically I kind of feel bad for the ACC. You didn't have anybody in the top 10, top 11 games this week. Yeah. So we're just going to start top to bottom here. Obviously starting Friday. Yeah. Florida State at Virginia. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Florida State just continuing on what they've been doing because Virginia is not very good this year, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I really don't. I as much as I want to say that I feel like they can hang with them, their offenses looked okay. I will give Virginia that. Their offenses looked okay. It's just they looked really shaky on defense with their loss against NC State. And I just don't necessarily trust that they can hold off Castellanos in that offense enough times for their offense to keep pace with Florida State's offense. I do think they'll score some points. I don't know that they might cover. They might be less than a touchdown loss. It's possible, but I still think Florida State's a far above and beyond way better team than Virginia at this point. Next one up, that's a Friday game. That's a Friday night game, 6 p.m. on your whatever station you get that on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
On whatever you get it. At least it's not on Peacock, right?
Yeah, at least it's not on Peacock. Next game I got, let's see here. Georgia Tech at Wake Forest. Now, this game is interesting. Brendan, I swear on everything holy, there was a brief moment in time where I was going to pick this as my gridlock.
Really?
And have Wake Forest upset Georgia Tech.
Oh, man.
There was a thing for there was a brief moment in time. Just because I feel like Wake Forest has it in them one time a year.
Yeah.
They always seem to do it one time a year.
Push somebody to the wire.
They do. They push somebody to the wire. Now, I don't think neither one of us think NC State's the baddest team or best team by any stretch, but they did put up 24 on NC State, and it was a fairly close game when they played them.
Yeah.
So that's why I was going to consider this. I still think Georgia Tech's going to win this. Haynes King is on a different level than any other quarterback in the ACC.
Yeah,
I feel like he's just unreal.
He really is.
Some other games, and that spread was 13.5. Now, I think that Wake Forest could potentially cover that.
They might.
That being said, they might not.
I mean, I think it's probably a Georgia Tech. I'd say they probably cover. Georgia Tech does, but I could see Wake Forest in a funky game there in Winston-Salem.
Now, yeah, exactly. So coming off of a phenomenal week for Syracuse and knocking off Clemson one more time for the people in the back, Syracuse did beat Clemson.
Yes, they did.
just saying it again, just so everyone understands. It's stupid. But no, I think this game is an interesting game. I do actually think Syracuse should be favored in this more so than Duke.
I was going to say, this is a good gridlock pick.
This would be a good gridlock one, I think, if you decide to go this route. For those of you that are listening and haven't picked a gridlock yet, to go take a look at Duke at Syracuse. They're at 5.5 currently. Duke is favored. Yeah. Louisville Pitt. I like this game. This is going to be a fun game. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. Louisville's only favored by 4.5, which is, I think, fair. but I do think Pittsburgh has the ability to hang with Louisville and potentially beat them. Louisville is not exactly who I thought they were going to be before the season started. They've just kind of they're there and they're playing pretty well. They just haven't really played anybody yet, Brendan.
Yeah, it's very under the radar.
Yeah.
James Madison's the best that they've played, and JMU's a pretty solid squad, but
Yeah.
it was tight, and they've just been under the radar since, just kind of pittering along,
Exactly. One final game out of the ACC that half the country probably won't be able to see because it's on the CW network is Virginia Tech at NC State. That is NC State's favored by 9.5.
Yeah.
Now, I know Virginia Tech has not played very well up to this point, but they're bound to start playing well, right? I mean, that's possible.
They fired their coach, so maybe.
Yeah, they fired him. I mean, hey, it's interesting. They might be able to, but I understand the 9.5 spread. They're at 6:00 on the CW. That's one of the evening games. I guess I'll talk about them. California at Boston College. Boston College is favored by 6.5. They should cover. They should. I honestly think Cal is not, again, for the second year in a row, Cal is not who I thought they were. It is just so hard. I don't get it.
Cal's really disappointed me. I mean, they lose Mendoza and Jay Knott, their best players, and
yep,
it's a shame.
And then the final game for the ACC coming out is San Jose State at Stanford, and nobody really knows who should be the favorite in this game.
Yeah.
So they say Stanford's 2.5, but really they're the home team and they don't even get a 3-point favorite.
Yeah. I like San Jose State. I want to see them, turn it around kind of. We're expecting them to have a good season. Kind of had a rough start. They have played Texas, so I get it, but I think that's a team that in Stanford that San Jose State should beat.
Yep.
And Trev, looking at the rest of the games around, the schedule real quick, just a couple to hit on. Thursday night game tomorrow, we got Army versus East Carolina. East Carolina trying to build some momentum, 2-2 start. And Army, they did beat Kansas State, but they are 1-2. I swear to God, I'm not trying to hate on you. Colton, it's just happening, brother.
But K-State, don't worry, we'll start loving you again sometime soon.
Yeah. Houston, a Friday night game versus Oregon State. Oregon State was somebody I thought that could actually maybe show something this year. They're 0-4. It's not going well, and it's not going to go well against Houston. And then when you look at the rest, Rutgers versus Minnesota, this is another one that could be a gridlock. Minnesota, they've been doing all right, but not great. Rutgers is 3-1, and they're looking to rebound. Cincinnati versus Kansas. This one's a 4.5-point spread. Cincinnati's a team that I like. I think they can cause some trouble, and Kansas needs to be ready for it, though Jalen Daniels is playing well. North Texas looking to get to 5-0 versus South Alabama. Ohio trying to get back on track versus Bowling Green. You got some MAC action going on. They're both 2-2. Looking at some other ones out there, James Madison versus Georgia Southern in the group of 5. James Madison's currently 2-1. This is a Sun Belt game. And I think this is one that we both had, or we had Georgia Southern and James Madison as teams to watch. So in the group of 5 race, so keep an eye out on that one. Going through some others, Northwestern, UCLA fire their coach. They're hoping to maybe get a win, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Everybody's getting fired already. Not even before week 5. Man.
It's crazy. Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, I want to see you go out and just play the craziest game possible. You go for it on every 4th down. You kick onside kicks. You do everything.
Baylor, honestly, this game, I swear, I thought about it just to pick Oklahoma State just one last time, just in honor. And I hope they win. I hope they win and bust people straight out because Baylor's a 20.5-point favorite. That's crazy.
Could you imagine? Baylor, be ready. Other ones, Utah versus West Virginia in the Big 12. That's a game that Utah needs to get back on track after a tough loss there. Rice versus Navy is an interesting one. Navy's 3-0, Rice 3-1. And Rice really, I don't think they've played anybody really worth, anything compared to what Navy is. Navy is somebody I had preseason top 25. They've got so much returning production. Navy, you got to go out there and put it down and get some respect for the service academies. Tulane versus Tulsa after Tulsa just beat Oklahoma State. Outside of that, Liberty's faltering. They're 1-3. God to help you. I'm looking at some of these other ones, and we've covered most, Trev. So that's really it. BYU, Colorado. You kind of mentioned that earlier as one to watch. And then another one, Kentucky, South Carolina. South Carolina, you're 5.5-point favorites. Kentucky, you're kind of 2-1. You're sitting there. You need to do something. Let's see if you can get to 3.
Funny story though, real quick. I just put $10 on Oklahoma State to win.
No. Live betting. We've got live betting going on the Gridiron Show.
Betting.
I love it. Hey, remember, we're not financial advisors, but we do all right. So
hey, this is my own hard work earned money. That's all I'm going to say right there. I ain't using nobody's but my own.
That's right. Well, guys, again, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hit the comments on YouTube. Truly, it helps us out a lot. Share it with your friends. Get us some subscribers. We're like 15 away from hitting 400 subs. So that would
let's get that push this season. So when we get to the off season, it's all bonus stuff.
Absolutely. Again, I hope you have a great time watching this week. It's going to be crazy. Games start tomorrow. We'll see you guys around.
Take it easy, everybody.